fully booked for 4 o'clock, but we don't know it's 6 o'clock yet, so we're fully booked for this venue here.
Right, okay.
So if you want to go to the office and ask if it's fully booked.
Last week on Saffy Sprocket, after a disastrous start to the trip, I finally made my way to the halfway point in Loch Lomond, where I wild camped for the night. The following morning, I got up at 6 AM and began making my way up north to the Isle of Skye, where I'd be spending the next 2 nights. After leaving my camping spot, my first port of call was to remortgage my home in order to fill Rocket up in this economy. I also got the added premium bonus of visiting a remote petrol station, so that meant £15 for a mere 8.5 litres. With the new realisation that I probably spend more feeding my motorcycle than I do myself, I continued on with my journey. Okay, so now that we found some fuel, we can just go straight to Glencoe. We can skip. Okay, so we're taking the coast road up to Glencoe. I don't really know what either's route. I'm just kind of making it up as I go along. But I think whichever way I go, the view is amazing. So let's get going! The day largely consisted of just pottering around on Rocket, making up routes as I went. As long as I was heading in a northern direction, I knew that there wasn't really any need for concern. Now, the thing that I never really considered about riding around in the Highlands is that although on the map the distances are very short as the crow flies, it actually takes an extremely long time to physically get anywhere. I ended up taking a few back lanes on the coast road to Oban, and before I knew it I was 2 hours down, but I was only 50 miles north from Loch Lomond. Granted, I had taken an extremely long route around the area, first going south, but the day was quickly escaping me. So I decided to pull over just before Oban and have some lunch. Look at my hair, crazy lady hair. Okay, so I'm about an hour away from Glencoe. I had to stop off because I needed the loo. And oh my goodness. Oh, this is just... Scotland is so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. I'm actually thinking, since I'm by the water, I'm actually going to stop off for lunch. Because it's 10 to 12. And I'm a bit hungry, and I can wash or at least rinse my pots and pans in the water after I'm done. So I'm gonna go head up. I'm gonna head back up to my bike. So much walking to do. So for lunch, I'm going to be using a different kind of method to cook with. I don't have access to clean water currently. I used the whole of my clean water on my coffee this morning. I regret absolutely nothing. So I'm going to be using a different kind of cooking method this morning. Obviously, I have access to water over there, but it's not clean and it's not safe to drink with. So I am going to be using a heatless pouch to cook with. We have these meals which basically go inside of here, and then the chemical reaction causes them to cook. So these will go completely inside, fully sealed. So even though the water around them is going to be dirty, my food won't be contaminated. I'm just going to shove those there. We're going to go get some water for my little baggie. It takes 12 minutes to cook, so we're going to have like a half an hour stop off. And then after that, obviously, we'll be on the road and good to go. I have absolutely no idea if I'm doing this right or not, but I hope so, because I'm sure hungry.
After lunch, I jumped straight on my bike and started making my way to the ferry. It was about 1 PM at this point, and I was aiming to get to the ferry around 2 or 3. I wanted to give myself plenty of time to get across the ocean. By this point, I was fairly exhausted, and I was looking forward to just getting onto the island, setting up base, and spending the rest of the day relaxing. However, folks, unfortunately, this is where things started to go wrong.
Hello. Can I take the ferry to the Isle of Skye here?
We're fully booked for 4 o'clock, but we don't know it's 6 o'clock yet, so we're fully booked for this venue.
Right, okay.
So if you want to go to the office and ask if we're fully booked.
Hi. I don't suppose there's any room for a motorbike on the next ferry, is there?
If you talk to the car marshals outside,
They-
you have spots outside.
Okay. Sorry, did you say the next ferry is full?
The next, right, so this ferry 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we are full,
Right, okay.
fully booked. So the next ferry's at 6:10,
Right.
and there's no other ferries after that. And if that's fully booked, that's a fully day. Yeah.
So, will she know if the next one's full or not?
She will always know better than I will if it's fully,
Okay.
fully booked.
Alright, okay. Sorry, so you said this one's full, but is there any room on the next one?
It looks like that one's fully booked as well, but you might get put on standby.
If you were me, would you risk it for a biscuit?
I would, yes.
Right, okay. Can I go on standby then? Do I need to go pay or?
Yeah, what you need to do is you need to go pay for the bike and you yourself. Go to the stand, go get a ticket, and then go to the back.
Yeah, he said if he was in my situation, he'd risk it, so.
I spoke to that guy there, he said they've got 15 slots on each ferry and they're all generally booked.
Well,
So
the
it's
dude over there just told me to risk it for a biscuit. He reckons I'll get on. So I've just
we
bought
all
a
risk-
ticket.
Yeah, well you can get a
So-
refund if you can't get on. We're in the
Yeah.
same boat because we're waiting.
I've got some bad news. Yeah, I've been told to turn you away till the later ferry. They're fully booked, they can't get you on.
There's a second bike up there as well.
Sorry about that.
What do I do with my ticket?
So if you want to wait until 6 o'clock, you can always get on that, or you can go in and get a refund for it.
So there's one at 6?
There's one at 6 that
Right,
you might get on.
Yeah,
so
I'll see your
they'll just go to the
transporter,
office and they'll let you know after
one
this
car,
one goes.
Right,
and
okay.
4x4 motorhomes, please.
Sorry about that. I've
No,
been
it's
told.
fine.
I hope you sleep well.
No, that's really,
There's
really
always a
busy.
reason for everything.
Yeah, really busy.
Ah, this is like turning out to be like the worst trip ever.
No, it's not. Come
No,
on.
it is.
It's not raining.
It's
Let's
not
take the good
raining,
shit.
but yesterday,
No shush, no
yesterday
buts,
a woman.
no buts, girl. You know what they say, don't they, in mindfulness is what is it teaching you? What is it? They're all
The
sentences.
world's out to get me, mate.
No, it's not. Shut up.
I sat on the docks for a while, watching every car drive onto the ferry, wondering what I should do. It was at this point the ferry crew told me that if I was happy to physically hold my bike for the entire duration of the journey, they would allow my bike to board the boat.
So, Can't strap it down, but they can get me on. It down apparently, I have to stay with it. Woo! Just here?
Yeah. Keep coming.
So how rickety is the boat?
It shouldn't be too bad. You won't
Okay.
need to strap down.
Fair enough.
Shout, people will come and know. What I would say to you, I don't even know you. You know back there when we were talking and you weren't on this boat?
Oh.
You'd have paid money to sit on this bike and do it. And when I spoke to you, you went, yeah, but I've got to sit on it. Come on, girl.
I'm so glad I'm not riding 3 hours.
As I sat on the boat, I began to reflect on the words from random boat guru guy, and I thought about how exhausted I was from riding 500 miles the day before. I also thought about how sleep deprived I was feeling from wild camping, and I thought about how irritated I felt trying to get onto the boat. I also started to think about how desperately I wanted to eat food and grab a cup of coffee. But most of all, I started to think about how incredibly lucky I was. Not just on this occasion, but on many occasions when I've done bike trips. Whenever I've been having doubts or issues, there always just seems to be someone around, ready to cheer me on. I was incredibly grateful for the random reality check that I was given on my journey across the ocean. As I sat holding my bike upright, exhausted, hungry and tired, I realised that even when things weren't working out, even if I'd been forced to camp in a field by the docks, even in my grumpiest hour, I needed to be more appreciative of what I had. Because folks, even through bad times, there's still good moments and there's still good people.
Just got off the ferry. Oh man. I felt like I was going to fall asleep on that ferry, I'm not gonna lie. I stopped for a little bit of chocolate because I needed some energy, basically. I was a little bit energyless. I needed a little bit of a glucose spark. And now we are en route to the campsite that I booked. Oh, what a beautiful island. Look at that! Oh my gosh! Oh wow! I feel so spoiled right now. This is stunning. This is absolutely stunning.
So eventually, after riding around for some time, I stumbled across Campsite Skye, and after the dramatic day I had, I decided to just throw the bike down, put the tent up, grab a hot shower, and pass out in my tent. Okay, so we have my tent set up, all of the tech on charge. I am absolutely exhausted, I'm not gonna lie. Rocket has a very nice slab under him, stop him popping over. I'm in bed again.
Maybe I've just not had enough Red Bull. Or maybe I've had too much. Who knows? Who knows?
I smell terrible.
Here's the thing, right? I'm gonna go off on a rant now.